Democrats in the Heartland are feeling abandoned by the liberal wing of the party in Washington. That's according to a Politico magazine report. Former Indiana Congressman Baron Hill warning his party faces an uphill battle against Republicans in rural areas. Quote, the more moderate to conservative Democrat needs to come back. The Democrats have got to do a better job of appealing to what was described a while back as the deplorables. Jessica Tarlov is a Democratic strategist, senior director of research at Bustle.com. Lisa Boothe is a Republican strategist. Both are Fox News contributors. Happy to see both of you this morning.
Good morning.
So, Jessica, what did you make of that comment in the Politico magazine report by Baron Hill, targeting that word, that special word from the election season by Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, I love getting an introduction right after that. It was definitely a big shame moment, I would say, for Democrats, and you really couldn't find one who agreed with it, certainly saying it in that way, even if it was only 50%. I think that quote is spot on. I think that more that was in the report is a little extreme, though, saying that, Democrats are only playing identity politics. Catering to rural voters is the same as catering to African-American voters, for instance. We have special interest groups, and we need to make sure that our message is unifying for everybody that wants to be a Democrat and that we are accepting of everyone. So while I think that we have a lot of work to do, certainly in the middle of the country, this isn't an issue of just chasing white working class voters. We have a very broad tent, which is something that I think that makes the Democrat Party really special. And I think we need to pay attention to every single member of that tent.
Republicans face problems of their own, right, Lisa? Looking at those not running for re-election or set to retire in 2018, some daunting numbers there. 3 GOP senators, 29 GOP congressmen. What does this all mean for the midterm elections?
Well, sure, that presents challenges for Republicans because then you're having to recruit candidates in those congressional districts, and you're hoping you're recruiting good candidates. And look, we've got about 8 chairmen that are stepping down, individuals who are losing their chairmanship for the larger part, so they don't want to go back to being rank and file members. You look at someone like Ed Royce. Hillary Clinton won his district, so not only is he losing his chairmanship, but he's going to be running in a district that's gotten increasingly more competitive. But look, Democrats have absolutely lost touch with Heartland and rural voters. I mean, we saw that in the Midwest, of the 737 counties in the Midwest. President Trump won all but 63 of them. He won 60% of small-town rural voters in this country. That's a huge problem for Democrats. And the problem that they're facing, the reason why they're facing that problem, is their focus on identity politics. They focused on issues like transgender bathrooms. Meanwhile, voters in these places wanted to hear about jobs. How are they going to impact us?
So it's a fair point, and it's one that's brought up multiple times in this piece, this Politico magazine piece, Jessica. It quotes a Michigan State Rep. Donna Lisinski, saying the Democratic Party is a party of elites. Former Illinois State Senator John Sullivan is quoted saying Democratic leaders do not understand the needs of rural voters. What is your party doing to prepare a message as you head into the fall?
Well, I hope that there are a lot of meetings talking about shaping an economic message that will lift all voters, all Americans up come 2018 and 2020. I think, this was Joe Biden's mantra. This is what he was saying all through the election, and why a lot of people think that actually he would have been a more successful candidate than Hillary Clinton against a Donald Trump. Economic messaging is the key. It is the silver bullet. It's the economy, stupid always. But I don't think that the Democrat Party should be abandoning these, quote, special interests that are so key and core to so many of our voters, especially on the progressive left. I personally am a centrist Democrat. I consider myself a blue dog Democrat. I think about Scoop Jackson a lot, Kennedy's, et cetera. But that doesn't mean that the party isn't shifting left. And we certainly don't want to be alienating voters who are more progressive just to cater to people in the middle of the country who may be more conservative. We've got to have a balanced message. We have to make sure that the economy is front and center. But I certainly don't want to forget talking about things like transgender bathrooms and other special interest issues, because they become core Democrat identity, and it's something that Republicans do terribly, and they've abandoned a lot of people who do care about these issues.
Jessica, the problem is, look, the Democrats are focused on the resistance right now, and I don't see how the resistance benefits any of these rural American voters, any of these voters in the Heartland. All it is resisting a president that they voted for. Policies that they supported, that President Trump campaigned on.
Well,
so that's absolutely not going to. Hold on,
Jessica.
Jessica. I let Jessica. Hold on. I let you talk. It's my turn now. So focusing on that resistance isn't going to help Democrats in those areas. And I do think this is a big problem for the Democratic Party in giving up large portions of the country. You look at just where Democrats are in the House. You've got 2/3 on the East Coast, West Coast, places like California, Massachusetts, New York. These Democrats don't understand these issues that Americans care about in places like West Virginia, Nebraska.
Is both parties have problems right now, and there are opportunities on both sides as well, and some time to figure things out. And, you know, these lovely ladies, they are friends really off camera. They get along.
We are. I love
totally.
Jessica.
Really lovely. We all sit on the outnumbered couch and get along great, but it was a great debate, ladies. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
John Scott.